So yeah, number 5 is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and this is one of my favorite. This is pretty much the best I've seen Metrovania, the Metrovania concept handled. It's just a constant, just interesting adventure going through and finding the tools that you need to get through the rest of the game, and not to mention one of the most epic extensions of the game I've ever seen. Elden Ring actually does it in a small segment. I won't spoil what it is. Have you played Symphony of the Night?
I have not. I have never played through a single one of the Castlevania games because I am a horrible person.
But I highly recommend it. If you're going to play any Castlevania game, play this one. It does something that I've never seen any other video game do, except for Elden Ring in that one little small segment. If you ever play it, I'll let you know what it is. There's something that the game does that just extends its replay value massively, and not in the way you expect. Because the game alone is massive, and you can get plenty of value in it just from that one portion. There's something that happens. Like I said, it extends it. And it's just one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in gaming. And I wish that we could see something like it again. I wish I could say what it is because it's absolutely incredible. People that play the game know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people would play Symphony of the Night, finish it, and never know about the massive extension, and it's only unless you just look it up. I can't imagine people, that played Symphony of the Night thought they finished it, and then later on discovering, the internet, figuring out that there's just a whole nother section of the game.
Wait, what? Now I gotta know. You don't just say that. That's just like saying, "Hey, yeah, man, sleep good tonight, especially when the thing arrives."
I mean, do you want me to go ahead and tell you?
Good luck. Bye. Have a great time. Kinda. Yeah. Now I'm curious.
Okay, are you absolutely sure? Because I mean, it's very cryptic. I will admit, it's way too cryptic to get to it. It's definitely something that should have existed today because the way you get to it is just a little bit too much, and they don't really guide you to it. But it's such a big part of the game, and they're just a cryptic way of hiding it. But if you're absolutely sure, I'll go ahead and tell you.
My guy, I am 8 months late on my spoiler embargo for Elden Ring, and I think I'm 15 years late on my spoiler embargo for Symphony of the Night. Yeah,
Okay. So, alright. Obviously, Castlevania, you have a castle, you got a map and everything. So, you beat the game, you think you beat the game. The game has a cutscene, credits, and everything. So, and that's all you think there is. So, in the game, you have a couple of, I believe there are 2 rings you must collect. And you have this one section where there's like a clock. It's a really weird looking room. And once the clock keys are the arms of the clock, or I think that's what they're called. Whenever they're lined up, it opens up certain sections in that area that you can access. And I don't know if it's scripted or not, but anyway, when you get to this clock area with these rings, and maybe I could be telling it incorrectly, but it's from my memory. Is that cryptic that it's just not that memorable. Unfortunately, I wish there was a more memorable way to explain it. But anyway, when you have the right items, this clock turns the castle upside down, and you got to do everything all over again. Different enemies, different bosses, whole new game, a whole new section of the game that you have to explore. And you put so many hours in the first version of the castle. The castle turns upside down. Do everything again, but a totally different experience because there are different enemies and different bosses.
Huh.
And Elden Ring does it in a very small way, which is really cool.
Huh. Yeah, the old classic. I think it was in a Zero Punctuation review. He said, I'm sorry if my terminology is out of date, Red Dead, but I always thought that a epilogue didn't mean an entire second game." The Red Dead Redemption 2 epilogue was like 8 hours long or something. So, yeah.
But yeah, man, I feel like I can't even give it justice just by explaining it that way. It's just some of the best bosses are in the Upside Down Castle.
Huh. I will definitely, if I ever do play it through Symphony of the Night, I will go out of my way to see if I can get that unlocked so I can mess around with it, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's pretty much. I think you can play on just about every system. I'm not sure about the Switch. I know you can play it on PC, PlayStation, definitely PlayStation because it was originally a PlayStation exclusive, and Xbox. So you can. Yeah, I know you can access it.
Mm. No, there's so many more ways to play games nowadays.
Oh yes. Did you have any more questions about it?
No, I now that you've mentioned that, I am curious. I could probably intuit the Elden Ring one when if I if I ever run into it, I'll probably this is what he was talking about. Now that I kind of have a vague idea.
Mm-hmm. Now, to access it, it is part of a mission, a very popular mission, by the way. So it's not like you're going to just stumble across it unless you just follow that one specific mission.
Mm.